Hi, welcome to week 5, and we're looking at the rose family this week. So by this stage now, we've looked at an introduction to plant characteristics, so general overview. Then week 2 was the daisy family, week 3 the pea family, week 4 was the carrot family, and now here at week 5 we're down at the rose family. You should also have the introduction to early May flowering plants, and that will have taken up a lot of the other indicators. So, for example, the cowslips, the primroses, and marsh marigold, etc. So let's concentrate on the rose family. And what makes the rose family? Well, it's again, like most of the families I've talked about, quite a large family and very economically important. So apples, almonds, etc. they come from the roses. And here on the right hand side you can see the beautiful hawthorn, which is a very nice feature in May in Irish countryside and along hedgerows. The rose flower itself doesn't stand out particularly, not like the pea flower. So 5 petals, numerous stamens. It may or may not have a scent to it. So most of the time it does, but it's not as, like I said, completely distinctive as the pea flower. Once you see the pea flower, you know that it's the pea flower. The other thing to think about, of course, is that sometimes roses have this modification of the stem, and it's just an outgrowth that is to stop plants or the plant being eaten in the first place. But the ones that you're looking at, which are the herbaceous roses, they don't have this defence, so it's not something to be looking out for in terms of your positive indicators that are members of the rose family. So let's look at some that are members of the rose family that you might want to come across over the next while. So meadowsweet, the leaves are out in May, very distinctive because they're pinnate leaves and they have that reddy brown. It's a very tough stem actually. And just to go back to the flowers, and when the flowers come out, there are a mass or cluster of flowers, and you can see them sort of like a bud there, flowers coming out. They are a beautifully scented plant. And where you do find it, you don't just tend to find one plant, you tend to find it in fairly good abundance. So it can be easy to spot the leaves like that. The other thing I'd say is that meadowsweet is extremely good pollinator. So you can see the hoverfly there looking at us and rubbing its hands with glee together that it's managed to find a nice meadowsweet. And if you could count, for me the flowers were actually in focus there, 5 petals, and you can see the numerous stamens cropping up there as well. Another member of the rose family, believe it or not, is this absolutely gorgeous burgundy colour of marsh cinquefoil. Now marsh cinquefoil, like the meadowsweet, tends to prefer damper ground, but the marsh cinquefoil prefers even damper ground than meadowsweet. So it'll be found in kind of the corner of a field that's extremely damp, or on a bog area where it's kind of transitional between grassland and bog, and it's almost kind of shaking that type of ground. It can also be found in ditches as well. It has these kind of what's called palmate leaves, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's like your 5 fingers. And this particular one, you can just see the wetness of the ground underneath it, so extremely damp ground indicator. Lady's mantle, on the other hand, is more of a dry grassland indicator. This would be calcareous grasslands. So again, it kind of has a palmate, like the palm of your hand. If you put it down, you could almost spread it out and spread across the different leaves there. And this particular one, this lovely kind of translucent white edge to it. And quite there is a garden one that looks very similar to this. So if you know that, you might know this out and about as well. And one of the last ones I'm going to look at then is tormentil. So there's common tormentil and English tormentil. And you don't need to know the difference. You just need to know that they both look very similar to each other. And what does that look like? Well, in this case, there's 4 petals. I did say usually the roses have 5 petals, but in this case 4. And you can see the mass of stamens that come out there. And the leaves, actually 4 to 5 petals. And the leaves, you got these kind of trio of leaves. You won't confuse it with, say, the trifoliate leaves of the pea, because they're a little bit more jagged up the top. So that are some of the rose family that you'd be looking for. So distinctive enough looking compared to the other plants that you'd be looking for. So tourmatils you'll find everywhere. Meadowsweet, you need to go to a damp kind of road verge or damp grassland. Lady's mantle, you'd need to be near calcareous grassland, or if you have it in your garden, have a look at that there and you can see the flower. And Marsh cinquefoil, only found in very damp grassland, and unless you have that near you, it's not an easy one to find. So I'm asking you to put up 3 members of the rose family. So sorry about that. So put those up onto your Padlet and have a look at that.